All righty. I was a few minutes late. Had to make a quick run to the fridge. Drew Hartland, what's happening? Welcome, everybody. We'll let everybody get checked in a little bit, and I'll do a couple of things electronically here, and then we'll get rolling. I originally thought today might be a short one, but as I wrote my list out, things got kind of long, so it depends on how long I talk today. Give me just a second to do a few things. Earth. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to back up. Dang it. Sorry, guys. I'm doing a couple of things here electronically, and then I'll be back to the wheelhouse here in just a second. Copy. Alrighty. Paste that in there. Oh, we got a lot of people checking in. All right. Hey, I'm getting behind. You guys hang tight for 1 second. I've got one more thing I needed to do. I need to share this on my page. So give me a second. That way my friends that are not part of Tier to Dirt can also see this. So give me just a second to go to the live one. I got to share it. Share it with my friends. Boom. Been shared on my timeline. I'm done. All righty. I'm back. So Drew Hartland's first check in. Drew, what's happening? Craig McIntyre's in the house. Alan White, what's happening? Craig, hey, how are you? Alan White, yo, back at you. Jeremy Black, yo, what's happening? Stephen Smitty, our man. Ben Norman, Casey Anderson, PC Casey in the house. Casey, what's happening, man? Sorry we couldn't make it down your way, but I guess you guys got a little wet, a little snowy over the weekend. I decided to stay home. So James Daniels in the house. James, hope you're feeling better. Lauren Mays, what's happening? I dropped a quick link in there. It's kind of mixed in with some of you guys that got ahead of me. I was a little slow. I posted a link on a OK Earth bike. Again, we partner, and I'm probably using the wrong term. I'll have to rely on John Shears to get me the proper term. But we work with OEF through their organization to bring you the Tour de Dirt, and I always recommend. I think we have a good partnership, and while we're into the racing side, their idea of Oklahoma Earth Bike Fellowship is to do trail advocacy, and that falls in a variety of ways. The biggest is trail development and working with land management groups to assist someone who wants to create a trail or build a trail or maintain a trail, develop that, and also proper methods for developing trails. So that's their biggest mission, and we love working with them. And I posted a link. Join OEF. Go out. It's super cheap, and it's good for a year. And I think I upped my registration. I don't know, a month ago. I did it right before one of my podcasts on here. So Roy Pemberton's in the house. What's happening, Roy? Jennifer Black, Forrest Smith. What's up, man? I've missed you on like the last one, and then I skipped last week, so I didn't see you. So Kenny Caballero's in the house. Debbie Ugleen, what's happening? See, Forrest, you're jumping the gun, man. I had that for my last subject. Forrest Smith says, "Is that the Steed trophy on the table?" Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I just happen to have this random rock on my table, and there might happen to be a few more in the bed of the truck outside. Maybe. Could be. Possibly. I don't know. So I think you guys can guess from there what the possibility is. But it's in its prime condition. It's out of the rock pile. It has not been touched. There might be some modifications that need to be made to it to make it properly a Steed trophy. So I'm not gonna reveal those quite yet, though. Debbie gives me a hand wave. What's up, WWU Gleam? Joanne Kovac Roberts, Carolyn Fairless, Casey Anderson. Snow is nasty. Casey, no doubt. Glad you guys got it, because I didn't get any up here, baby. We were like, Snowmageddon did not happen in Hobart. GT Giorgito, Lauren Mays, hey. Oh, Jennifer Black's one up and you up. So Debbie, and so Debbie, you just got one upped. Jennifer Black gave me 2 hand waves. So Tom Euglene joined. Dion Bean, what's happening, Dion? Good to see you at St. Crispin's on the New Year's ride. Sorry we didn't get to chat much. And somehow I missed your peanut butter whiskey. I don't know how that happened, man. I missed that. So now GT Giorgito's getting in it, so he's got 2 of these going. So I don't know. We got hand waves and we got the peace signs. So we might have a channel. Oh, Tom's doing the surfing thing. So now we even got this going. So I'm just gonna have to quit talking about that, because I'm gonna egg you guys on, and then my whole feed's gonna blow up with see exactly what I said. So Alex Dow now, so okay, we're gonna drop that, and I'm just gonna try to get to the Forrest Smith's giving a shrug shoulder. Yeah. Ponca City got it. Yes, they did. Yeah. Tammy Folks McPherson, welcome. Yeah, she said Ponca City got it. You're right. I was actually planning a pre-ride with my Bike Lab crew on Sunday, but conditions just didn't work out for that. So, okay, I'm going to totally ignore the emojis now, because Jennifer, Debbie, and all you guys are like totally just blowing me the hell up. So. Lisa Norris, Robert Watson, what's happening? Dion Bean. No worries, Dion, man. It was my bad. I probably went out for another ride and another lap on that day. We're all good, brother. We'll catch up again for sure. Seems like every time we catch up, there's red, fireball or something involved. So, Hunter Farrington, what's happening? All right, man, that was a 7-minute of craziness. I usually don't take this long to do the intro, but, man, there's a lot of you guys checking in, and a lot of fun happening. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get started. I got to get my glasses on. I got a few notes here. I've got a new pen, so my pen's a little bit more finer print, so I can't see quite as well. So general topics, and, again, not topless, like I was accused of a couple of episodes ago that I did not say, as I verified through video proof. Upcoming topics: Ouachita Gravel Grind with a few of our Bike Lab crew. A little update on that. Some upcoming events: Tour de Dirt Team Challenge, NICA, and a meeting that we had, and some information that's starting to come out, and I want to talk a little bit about that. I also want to give a quick little Steed update, since that is the next race. And we're gonna hit you guys up. Team Warm Up's already hit me up with the MSMER, so we'll chat about you guys for sure. And then I'm going to finish it up with any Q&A you guys have. And I think I had one other subject. The beginner's clinic. So my notes actually vary a little bit from what I typed. So let me see. I missed a few. Let's see. Lauren Sharp popped in. Lauren, what's happening? Scott Stinson, what's up? Mitch Armstrong. And Team Warm Up Cycling team. Their group popped in. They want to promote their race. So we'll talk about you guys in a bit for sure, no doubt. You'll get your own little spot. Eddie Reimer. Jay Black says, Ouachita Gravel Growler. I don't know what that face is, but it's like a scared cold face, and that probably pretty much sums it up. I feel bad, but then I'm kind of stoked at the same time. I feel bad that I bailed on you guys this year, and you guys rocked it, and the conditions suck big time. So anyway, hola, Mitch Armstrong. All right, let's jump right into it. So I'm a little short on my business today. We'll talk about these guys here after a while. And yes, sirree, look at that. It's been a really, really long time, but I kind of got reacquainted with these guys. Still not my fave. I'm still a Natter Day fan. You know, we got it rolling here. So, and I'm full on Team Winebox, of which 2 years or a year and a half later of Wizard Update podcast, we still don't have more T-shirts. I may just have to make that happen, and I may just have to make my own Team Winebox T-shirt. I wonder if I can just do that and I can just do that and just make one up. That means we need to have we need to have an Instagram hashtag Team Winebox. We need to have an Instagram or a Facebook page. Silver Bullet, you got it for us, Smith. You know, I'm all about the cheap beer. I drink a good beer every now and then, but I'm all about the really cheap, shitty stuff. Liaison Knowles, what's happening, brother? Stacy Cook, what's up? Stacy, you still out in Florida enjoying the Rays, or are you back? Man, let's get going. Gosh, dang, I keep saying I'm going to get going. I keep just talking random stuff. Ouachita Gravel Grind. So this is kind of a more specific thing for me and my team, Bike Lab. Speaking of which, New Hat Day. Oh, I love New Hat Day. I mean, for other people, there's probably other things. It's like, you know, you get a haircut, you know, you gals go out and you get your do permed, or you get your hair done, and, you know, it feels great. That's the way I am with new hats. New Hat Day is like one of my favorite days ever. So I have a whole wall. I should probably take a picture and post my wall. I have like 20 hats in my room. So now that I have a new Bike Lab hat, I have to rotate them out. So my current Bike Lab hat now moves to the stack that goes to like my medium. If it's going to be a sweaty race, or it's going to be hot, or I'm going to get it dirty, then I might wear that instead of this one, because I want to keep this one clean. And then that hat now moves to the stack that I use to ride, or I used to wear when I like work on the trail and stuff. So it's like I have 3 hats in succession, and then like the current weed eating hat now goes under the table, or maybe I'll give it to one of my kids to go work in the yard or something. So anyway, love New Hat Day. Bike Lab, we rock. So there you go. And my hair's kind of long right there. Forrest Smith says, has anyone ever seen the top of my head? Every day at work, because I don't wear a hat at work. But yeah, so I actually have hair, believe it or not. I got to, you know, I just usually cut it off. It's like really long right now. So I usually use an 1/8-inch blade and just buzz it myself over on the carpet and then clean it up. So there you go. There's probably that's probably too much information from the wizard that, you know, but Forrest Smith started it. So Forrest says, I'm here to derail the chat. You've done well, but I'm following. I'm just like going right down that rabbit hole with you, Forrest. So Stacy says she's back from Florida with an awesome tan. So nice. Jeremy Black says you drink a good beer from his cooler. Yeah, I probably owe you money, Jeremy, because I mean it's like I drink beer from your cooler every time pretty much every time we ride. So there's no telling how much beer I've drank from you. But your cooler's always rocking. Dude, just why don't you just put it on the stove? I'm not gonna be able to talk and eat. Sure. Thank you. One of my kiddos cooked for me. I'm not going to be able to eat and talk, so I'm just going to drink on an empty stomach and talk to you guys, and then I'm going to eat afterwards, so we'll be good. Mike Frazier's in the house, Daniel Lemons, Tommy Jeffries, Anthony Hilber's, what's happening? Mike Frazier, what's up, brother? Tommy, dude, it's I'm drinking here, and I got my Silver Bullet, and then I've got my Team Wine Box rolling. And I've got my backup Team Wine Box back here that you can't see that I can refill with in case I need, because I can't get up. So, Brandon Grant, low. What's happening, B-Low? So, Ouachita Gravel Growler. Man, I totally got sidetracked on the hat and all that. I'm gonna have to like really stay focused. We're 14 minutes in, and I'm not even close to being done. So I'm gonna we're going to get focused here and we're going to get going. Ouachita Gravel Growler. Let's see. I've got notes on who went. Jeremy and Jennifer Black. Desiree White. Chris Stevens. Matt Lanier, Marty Coleman. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 6 of our Bike Lab crew. There might have been some Tulsa guys, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure those are probably most of the Okies, at least the ones that I know off top hand. Conditions were not pretty. I think, Frazier, were you there? Frazier might have been there. I don't know. Hell yeah, Mike. You better come up and do some racing, brother. So my buddy Mike Frazier from Texas says we're going to come up and do some Oklahoma racing. Hell yeah. We got some great courses for you, brother. Trip Harrison's in the house. Richie Bean's in the house. Hannah Bagaski's in the house. What's up, guys? So Ouachita Gravel Growler, our crew went, and conditions were very similar to last year. I was watching the conditions. I have to admit, I bailed this year. I had some other obligations. I've got a lot with me also promoting Steed, as well as kind of trying to keep True to Dirt on point. I'm a little overwhelmed with day-to-day stuff, and so I've been kind of bailing on some events. And I went to the Ouachita Gravel Growler Ouachita Gravel Grind with our crew last year, and it was a great event by Shem Productions. Sham is awesome. They do a bunch of great stuff in Arkansas. We love those guys, and put on some great events. And like I said, I did the gravel grind last year, and it was great. Our crew that went up there this year, they just got thrown some curveballs that nobody could have expected. So I mean, we knew it was gonna rain, we knew it was gonna be cold, but the roads, the Forest Service roads that they have, are actually not muddy. They get wet and they're very sandy based, so they're totally rideable. But man, I guess the temperatures started dropping, the rain came in, and so I think let's see, Chris, Desiree, and Matt all pulled the plug at the halfway point, which was like the 40-ish mile mark at the halfway point, and they pulled the plug and just called it a day. Jeremy Black and Marty Coleman did the 50K somehow and finished that. Again, just trying to get out of the crazy rain and the crazy cold. And then Jennifer goes up here, and Jeremy Black's better half, and Jennifer's not riding her bike up there. She's running, and her crazy ass ran 17.5 miles. So I think sometimes we feel badass because we're riding our bikes like 50 miles, and then Jennifer shows up and runs on her feet 17.5 miles in the same conditions. So that's pretty badass, and thumbs up. So Bike Lab crew, you rock. Conditions were crazy. I think Jeremy and Jennifer are posting now on the conditions. It was just nuts. I feel bad that I bailed on you guys, but I also feel really good because the weather was super awesome here at my house, and I rode bikes I rode bikes Saturday and Sunday in the sunshine and the warm, and drank beer, and I didn't even wear arm warmers and leg warmers. So I'm probably going to get the hate on from you guys from that. So, oh man, Mike Frazier's hitting me up. Heidi Blackman, welcome, Heidi. Yeah, Jeremy says rain was constant, temps dropped, and definitely rained more in the race. Yeah, I was watching the post on that, and the promoters were talking about how the temps are dropping while you guys were out on the course, and I was like, oh shit, it's not getting good. So Jennifer says Jello shot plus trash bag plus screwball. Yes! Equals 17.5 miles of running. Awesome. So you guys kicked ass, and that's amazing. And yeah, those conditions are brutal. So we all know how that goes, and you guys rocked it. Jeremy made a really good post on that, and it was a really humorous post and talking about, our decisions and our decision-making processes, especially as cyclists. And sometimes maybe those aren't quite the best, but you know what? I think those bad decisions are the best decisions because now you have a story to tell. So tell me that Jennifer and Jeremy and Desiree and Matt and Marty, Chris, those guys are going to be telling the story about this stupid ass race they did and how it got cold and it rained on them. And they're going to be telling that story now for a few years. It's awesome. So Jimmy Young's in the house. What's happening? Dean Gracie as well. What's happening, Dean? All righty, topic 2. Man, I'm going to have to move it. Upcoming events. I'm going to move through this pretty quickly. I do have a couple of items that I want to pinpoint, but I'm going to move through this fairly quick. Let me, I don't want to put my glasses back on, so I'm going to telescope a little bit. We have, obviously we have this weekend. So it's been a while since I've had an event. And this Sunday, the 19th, we have the Mike Smith Mystery Endurance Race, MSMER, and put on by our awesome crew, Team Warm Up, Lake Thunderbird, and you guys need to go out and get pre-regged for that. I pre-regged for that, I don't know, weeks ago. I'll be there. Bike Lab will have a big crew there. I know there's going to be a ton of people there. It's always a big event. It's a really, it's almost kind of like a lead in to the race season. So it's really, weather's, and I haven't looked at the forecast, but I saw their post. Looks like the weather's looking good for this weekend. A little chilly in the morning, but looking nice for the afternoon. So that's great. Of course, it's going to be fun. Super fast, flowy. I think only really one climbing area. Damn it, Randy. We're going down Huffy instead of up it. So you're going to be bombing ass down that full speed. Really, really cool stuff. I've not actually been on the course, even though they've been doing some tours. So it's kind of the super secret course that's maybe not super secret-ish kind of sort of thing. So Team Warmup just posted, they said super fun, fast flowy course, very beginner friendly. Agreed. So bring it. If you don't feel like you can do the distance, which we don't know the distance, because I guess that kind of goes with the story, and it was a really good story that they talked about. So I don't know. I really don't know Mike that well, but I've heard lots of stories about him, especially between him and Randy. And so like one of the main theme of this is it's a mystery endurance ride. We don't know how long we're going to ride. And the reason behind that is because every time that all the guys go ride with Mike, he's like, yeah, we're just going to do a 3-hour ride. And then 3.5 hours in, they're like, so Mike, it's 3.5 hours in. I thought we were going to do a 3-hour ride. And he's like, yeah, we're almost done. We're almost there. So that's kind of and apparently every ride that you go on with Mike is that way. So that's kind of the theme, and it's pretty fun, and of course it's always something that Team Warm Up, they always come up with some unique idea and some unique thing, and make it fun and make it cool, and they have once again this year. So we don't know how long we're going to race, and in fact, I got some inside information from a couple of them, and they said they really haven't even decided how they're going to determine that yet. So it's been a couple weeks since I've talked to them, so maybe they're going to figure that out. Mike is actually going to be out there. Mike just recently had some knee surgery, so I think he's going to be out there cripping around on maybe a crutch or a cane. So he'll be gimping around, but I think he'll actually be at the race. So should be cool. Definitely show up this weekend. It's going to be fun. We're going to be rolling it. So I think I'm still decided on my gear choice. We've only got one big climb. It's going to be pretty fast. So I've had a couple of discussions today about it. So I'm still considering my 32. I'm definitely doing a 32.18, but I'm contemplating a 32.17. I don't know. It just depends on if I want to push that for when I don't know how long we're going to go, 4, 5, 6 hours maybe. Who knows? So, all righty, let's see. Oh man, welcome Melissa. Alyssa Lutz is in the house. Trip Harrison says the course absolutely rips, but I wouldn't know. Oh, man. Will Bloodworth's in the house. What's happening? Mike Frazier calling him out. Eddie Reimer, what's happening? John Farrow. Daryl Stilson's in the house. Alyssa Lutz says, Bike Club OKC will be grateful to receive any gently used weather clothing that anyone wants to bring to the Mike Smith Mystery Endurance Ride. We have petite 4th graders all the way to adultish-sized 6th graders. So this is great. I mean, how much extra crap do we all have? I'm going to go through my bag tonight after I get offline, and I'm going to have a Walmart sack already ready. I have so much just junk, and it's all good stuff. It's just that every year we buy new stuff because there's new stuff. So everybody, I would definitely recommend this. I mean, these kids, you know, obviously if it's not team related, that would be great, but I'm sure they don't care. Even if it has team stuff on it, I'm sure they wouldn't care. But winter clothing, arm warmers, leg warmers, jacket, tights, wool socks, warm gloves, skull caps, anything that you guys have. I mean, how many of us have extras of these? Probably a lot. So I won't really point this to Alyssa. Many of you may know Alyssa, but I just want you guys to keep this in mind. And if you have extra stuff like this, just come to me. I'll make the connection with Bike Club, OKC, and Alyssa. If you know her, you can do that directly. But if you don't, just contact me. I think that's a great thing. And we all have this stuff just laying around. We probably all have this stuff in bags. I mean, crap, I've got extra stuff in my bag that I carry with me to the races. I've got stuff shoved in a winter box that I have in my bedroom, and then I have like a place in my closet that's just like extra stuff. So yeah, I mean, let's do this. We can make this happen and probably pretty easily outfit a bunch of these kids that just, you know, I mean, this stuff's expensive and we have a lot of extra stuff. So let's make it happen. Team Warm-Up says free food with registration. I'm already done that. I'm down with free food. Sounds awesome. Lazy Circles is providing the beer for the racers. Rockin'. Trip. Jerk. I knew you were going to push a 17, so now you're making me think about it. My buddy Chip Harrison's he puts a smiley face behind 17 because he says he's running a 32.17 for a single speed. So I got to decide if I need to push a 17. He's way the hell younger than I am, so I might need to push an 18. I'm old. And Alyssa put the asterisk beside winter. Most of these kids have gear, so really we're looking for winter gear so we can get these kids riding through the cold months. So Chad Spragues, what's happening? Chad Spragues. I just pluralized your last name. Sorry. That was the team wine box and all that talking. So hey, you bet, Alyssa. I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm glad you dropped that in there. So for sure. Diane Paloma, John Chenault, Eddie Reimer. So the race is going to be at least 4 hours. Eddie Reimer, I would say that most likely it is going to be at least 4 hours or in that ballpark. But the whole point is that it is a mystery ride. We don't know. So my guess is in that ballpark, yes. But that's the whole point. Chad. Yep, I'm Corey Whites. There you go. Sorry, Chad, for that, but my dinner was not ready and I've not eaten, so I'm drinking on an empty stomach, baby. Team warm-up with secret hidden information. It will be between 4 and 7 hours. We did 4:19 last year and it seemed a little short, so And I guess they did 5, 7. Yeah, I'm not even going to guess. Hell, anyway, between 4 and 7 hours. There you go. Brian Alvey's in the house. Okay, look, we need to move on. Upcoming events. Holy cow, we're at 30 minutes. I'm rolling way behind here. So, February 1, Shawnee Gravel Growler. So I'm gonna lightly touch this one as much as I can, and then I'm going to talk about this one a lot more next weekend, since that puts it a little bit closer. We are February 1 on that, so we have a little bit of a gap. We have a couple weeks between the endurance ride this weekend and this one. So February 1, Shawnee Gravel Growler. I was live with Craig at Spoklahoma and my buddy Josh Potts. I was a really super fun episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We had some creepers in the background that I noticed in the window behind when I rewatched the video that I didn't see, and had a great time. We drank a lot of whiskey, so we got pretty hammered that night. So I hope the information was good, but we personally had a really good time doing the show. So Dexter fam's in the house. What's happening? So yeah, so Shawnee Gravel Growler. So I mean, they've got all kinds of shit going on. They've got pros coming in. They've got all kinds of words going on. If you're not paying attention to their event page right now, you need to get out there and pay attention to it, like it. You need to get registered. I've been registered for a while, so they have all kinds of events going on downtown. They've got runs going on. They've got different variations. They got different distance rides. Crazy new course. It's going to be another just baller event, and I think this is going to be my third year. I have a gnat buzzing me. I think it's going to be my third year. I missed the first couple before it really became Craig's in Spoklahoma, but went down there and did that event. I just really, really loved the vibe. Craig and the boys are just doing some wonderful work, and it's a great event. So highly recommend it. Excuse me. All right, so that brings us to February 16th. We now have 2 events on February 16th. I have not been talking up one event. We have Chili Bike. I think everybody's aware of Chili Bike. It's been going on for quite some time. I've done Chili Bike off and on, and it's really great way to for me to kick off the season. I really love doing something like this, some event like this with my team, because it's a non-competitive event, and you can get your team together, get everybody out, kind of spike everybody's interest and get everybody rolling. I skipped last year because I just didn't want to go ride in the mud. I mean, I ride in the mud and I race in the mud, but I'm not going to go do a charity event to race in the mud. It's just, I don't know, honestly, it's just dangerous for my body. I have to be careful with my knee, and riding in the mud's dangerous. So I just chose not to. But it's a great event, great cause. It's to support the trail. However, we have a new event on February 16th. We have the Draper Multi-Strada Velo. So my buddy Barry David, and he's been talking with Ray Trammell, our buddy Ray, and Ray did the G3, and another team warm-up-ish event, and kind of on the side. So they've created this new event, and they picked the dates the same date as Chili Bike. They probably are going to hey, you guys hang on a second. Hang on. I'll be back. Hang on. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's go outside. All right. Sorry about that. I'm having a little dog issue. Sorry. So anyway, we'll move on. Draper Multistrada Velo. Same day. They had originally scheduled this, and they were thinking about just doing something unique, making it the whole idea behind it is that it's going to be some road, some gravel, some single track, mixture of all three, bring together all the disciplines of cycling, which I think is a great idea. They were going to do it actually as a race, and they were going to do it based on tire size, and that was unique. But I've since been talking to them, and they think that now they're probably just going to do it as just a ride. They're not even going to do it as a race. I don't know if registration is going to go up or not, but probably it's just going to be a show up and, pay $25, call it a day, and you go ride and do however you want to do. We're looking at I'm trying to bring our Bike Lab crew to this event so that we can get some of our road guys, definitely our gravel guys, and definitely our mountain bike guys and girls, guys and gals, and get everybody together. What I think is cool about it is it brings together all the disciplines, and it should be a really fun event. It's going to be 40 miles, a mixture of all of the above, and they're going to have, it's going to start at the Draper Marina, so we avoid the parking fee that we have to pay if we start at Draper Lake or the Draper Trails, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be unique. I think it's going to be fun, and since they conflicted with Chili Bike, they have also discussed that donating some of the money that we pay to Chili Bike's cause, which is to the trails, to the whoever maintains the trails at Lake McMurtry, and that was just because they scheduled on the same dates. So so you can pick either one, Chili Bike or Draper Multistrada Velo, and you're going to be benefiting the trails at McMurtry as well as entering another fun event. So and then that leaves us with February 23rd, Lake Tom Steed. So I'll talk about that in a minute. So let's see if I miss anybody. Dexter Pham, Bobby Reese is in the house, Bryce Bell, Heidi Blackman, same. Didn't want to trash the trails in Stilly, but honestly, I don't know. People still talk about trashing the trails, and I honestly, I'm old school. I don't worry about that. I think outside of a couple of really, really volatile spaces like Turkey Mountain, Bluff Creek, maybe Draper, but probably not really Draper, because Draper's a little bit less exposed or less sensitive. You have some really sensitive areas because of usage and because of land management. But the reality of it is, riding the trails in the mud do tear the trails up, but they don't tear them up permanently. It just makes more work for a few people to fix them in some cases. I've ridden tons of trail in the mud, destroyed trails during races, but turned around a year later and ridden the same trail, and you can't even tell that that occurred. So Mother Nature, trail structure, soil composition, much, much tougher than all people realize. So I'm old school. I get it. I get that trails are sensitive, and I get that you're not supposed to ride the trail in the mud, and I'm not going to do that for fun. I would probably only do that in a race. Or if it's doable, I'm not going to do it if it's just impossible, and Heidi mentions the peanut butter mud, which happens. I'm not going to, so each his own. I mean, I definitely think you need to do it. You need to ride in the mud. You need to test yourself. You need the people that just like bail in a race because it's muddy. I don't know. I think that's kind of weak, but that's just my opinion, and I'm old, so yeah, you need to go because he's gonna knock that over, dude. Darren Moore's in the house. What's happening? Brandon Burke, what's up? David Isbell, what's happening? Okay, so 40 minutes in. Hey, it's not too bad. See Heidi. So she said, Heidi just supposed to said, I'm not renting my bike for a charity ride. And so see, I get that comment a lot, and good on you. And hell, half my team says that. But maybe that's because I ride single speed and I don't have gears. I don't fall into that category. If I choose to not ride mud, it's because I don't physically want to. It has absolutely nothing to do with my bike. I don't give a shit if it. I'm not going to not do a race that's in the mud because it might tear my bike up. It's a mountain bike. It's supposed to get dirty. And if I tear something up, I'm going to tear something up. I'm just as likely to tear something up crashing and smashing a rock, or getting a twisted chain and breaking a chain, or slamming a tree and crashing. And so I just I don't know. I just don't. I know everybody does that, and I'm not saying anything about that, Heidi, but towards you specifically, because I mean you're in the majority. I'm in the minority for sure. I just don't. Tearing my bike up is not a factor for me. So to me, that's what it's for. So I don't know. Again, I ride single speed, so I have much less to tear up than everybody else. So Ryan Palumbo, what's up? Okay, let's move on. Upcoming events. That's all the upcoming events that I mean, there are more, but I'm just gonna stop there. I'm gonna try to kind of keep rotating it as we roll through. I've got two big topics here, but I'm gonna try to cut through these pretty quickly because we're already at 42 minutes, and I may. Let's just see. So let's see how this works. So team challenge. I'm just gonna do this real quick. We do this every year. We have teams: Team Phoenix, Bike Lab, Fat Tire, Sound Pony is in the past, Neighborhood Bicycles, Base Camp. There's been some others. We need you guys. If you want a team and you're the team manager or you're on a team, you need to get with your team director, and we need forms. We need to start thinking about your teams. There is a form to fill out with a roster. That roster is not exactly due right now. I mean, we have a couple. I usually give a couple of races leeway, but I would like to go ahead and have the initial roster as soon as we can. And then also there's a fee. There's a $50 fee to enter your team. So we need to start getting those going. So if you want, you're part of one of these teams that have done it in the past, or you think you want to get a team, you need to get that process rolling. It doesn't have to be an organized team like a bike, like a shop, like Bike Lab or Phoenix. It could be anybody. I mean, it could just be 5 or 6 of you guys that happen to be buddies, and you hang out and you ride together, and you want to create a team. It could be someone like Bike Lab or Phoenix or Fat Tire who has a ton of riders. The roster is limited to 25. Well, if there are, if you want to break your team up into 2 and have 2 teams, you could do that. So I don't really care. I mean, however you guys want to do it, but regardless, we need to get online, oktdd.org, our website, newly revamped, looks great. Get out there and just, you'll be able to, under info, I think you find the links to the team roster sheet. You can just send me a roster. I mean, you don't have to use the sheet that's online. I mean, the sheet online is fine, but I mean, I really don't care. I just need to know the names of people on your team so that I can identify them and mark them so that I can count their points. And you need to pay a fee. It's a $50 fee to have a team in it. So We need to get that going, make that happen. So if you guys are involved in any of those at all, if you're the director, great, make it happen. If you're just part of the team, find the director, make the director. Let's get that rolling. So. Julie Denton, Jerry Puckett, Chris Cooper in the house. What's happening? All right, so that's enough team challenge. We just need to get that rolling. You guys start thinking about it. We need to start getting team rosters up. Kids Cup, you guys do the same thing. I'll be a lot more lenient on that, and probably a lot of that will happen right during the first race, since this is new. But we're doing team challenge for the Kids Cup as well too. So we're gonna need, but it's free. So I just need a roster. I just need a list of kids. I need a team name, team director, and a list of the kiddos. I know Neighborhood Bikes is already working on their list, so I don't know of any others, but we need to make that happen. I think it'll be pretty cool and pretty fun. I am going to gloss over this next subject real quickly, but I'm just gonna make a note, and I'm gonna bring it up next week, and I'm gonna talk about it more detailed. But I do want to bring it up now. I think it's important. I think this is coming. I don't know where I fit in with this, but I'm going to find a way to be involved. And so funny that I'm fixing to mention this. And Gunner Wright from Arkansas literally just checked in while I'm making this statement. So perfect timing. NICA, NICA, National Interscholastic Cycling Association. So many of you have heard of this. I venture to guess many of you have not heard of this. So what NICA is a national organization. I've not done my research, but I will give you some people that have the information. Jeremy Collins, who works at Bike Lab, one of our mechanics, is right now in Oklahoma our lead go-to for NICA. He's been doing paperwork, doing research, making communications, reaching out to the various groups within Oklahoma, as well as some of his contacts in Arkansas, because he has some contacts in Arkansas, and Arkansas is just knocking NICA out of the freaking park. We had a couple of our Bike Lab, no, I'm sorry, not Bike Labs. We had a handful of our Oklahoma Flyers Bike Club kiddos do some NICA races in Arkansas, and there were like 600-700 kids at a race. It's crazy. So anyway, so we have a lead on this. We already have connections with the club in Tulsa, and that's, that I don't really know how that played out. But anyway, I don't want to give a lot of details, but the simple fact is we're making a move on this. We're in the process of developing a board to handle Oklahoma and NICA, and then we're looking for volunteers. So if you're interested in this and you want to volunteer in any capacity, whether that be on a board, volunteer to race, or even possibly, most importantly, what I think is like at our meeting, we had a meeting this week. No, last week, because it's only Tuesday. Last week at Bike Lab, a variety of people. And in that meeting, which only consisted of 15 people, in that meeting, we had 3 people that all 3 worked in schools. So I know there's a whole ton of you people out there that are involved in the cycling community that work at a school or have communications or contacts in a school through some mechanism. You guys need to get involved. So the easiest way right now, I want to just say, is like our goal is 2022. We have 2 years to develop teams, get coaches, create a league. There's already a lot of movement through Tulsa kind of started the movement, and then now Jeremy is following up through NICA directly. We have Bike Club, we have Oklahoma Flyers, so there's a whole lot of things going on here, and we're late to the game, but we're just now ready. We just now have people in place to make this, so we're going to make it happen. And so yeah. So all I'm going to say right now is, a lot more details will be coming out. A lot more information will be coming out. Right now, it's real sketchy. We're still in the beginning stages, but I think things are going to move pretty quickly. If you have an interest in any capacity for helping with this, and especially if you have a contact or you work at a school or you have some kind of link to a school in the state of Oklahoma, hit me up. I'm not the person to contact, but it's easier just for you to say, holler at me, and then I'll put you in contact with the right person at that point. So hit me up privately. You can find me on Facebook. My email's out there. You can find me on Turd to Dirt. I'm not that hard to find. So you find me, and I'll put you in touch with the right people. And over the next 6 months, you're going to start seeing a much more organized plan. And, I want to give Jeremy Collins right now at Bike Lab thumbs up for heading this up. He's done all the paperwork. He has funding in place already from the national organization. And it's just a matter of following the proper procedure. I'm probably going to look at the NICA regulations for coaching and see what it requires for me to become a coach. Not that I want to start a team here out in rural Oklahoma, maybe, but I don't know that it's feasible where I live. But who knows? But I'll probably want to go ahead and do that certification just to make sure that I'm ready in case I can help in some capacity. So there. If you're interested, you want to make it happen. Let's get this going. So I missed some comments. And Forrest Smith, yeah. So Forrest Smith, my buddy in Wisconsin, he asked, Oklahoma doesn't have NICA. No, we don't. We're kind of late to the game. Arkansas really got rocking and rolling with that 2-3 years ago, and we're kind of following suit. Gunner Wright says Arkansas has over 400 student athletes last year. It's great. And Forrest says it's huge in Wisconsin. So, yeah. Yep. Gunner, for sure I will. Gunner says, holler at the next meeting. I'll come over. Absolutely. I'm not really in charge of those, Gunner. I'm kind of on the outside edge because I kind of have to look over. I'm still in charge of Turd to Dirt, which is the adult side. And I see that we can link together in the early stages probably and work with NICA because we already have promoters. We already have venues. And I think that we could make that really seamless. But probably once we get to the point where you guys are, where it's bigger than the adults, then we'll have to separate. But anyway, I'm just, yeah. Forrest Greco, what's happening? Jesse Harris, what's up? Gunner, I will, my March is pretty crazy, but I'll look into that class. I definitely want to consider that. So, okay. Where are we at? Steed update. Oh, I know, Forrest, right? I'm not even going to go there, Forrest, but we're definitely looking at some options for that. Forrest Smith says mountain bike season here in Wisconsin is only 5 months. Yep. Yeah, they are, Gunner, for sure. Todd Wendricks, Dalton Atterbury, what's happening? Okay, let's. That's a cool subject. I'm going to do some more research. I'm going to talk to some more people between now and next week, and I want to try to have some more informed information for you guys on NICA here in Oklahoma. Gunner, you can count on me hitting you up next week, just talking and asking you a bunch of questions that you've probably been asked a million times, but. Anyway, so I'll bring NICA up again next week, and we'll talk about it there. Amy Clara, what's happening? Glad to see you, and welcome to OKC pretty soon. Forrest, dude, you need to come down February 23rd for Steed. It's a beautiful course. I've been riding the crap out of that thing. Alrighty, Steed update. Let's see. I've only got a few things. I'll kick this pretty quickly. We avoided the snowmageddon that apparently was supposed to happen in Oklahoma. I think some of you got some rain. I think some of you got some snow, but typical, stores are being raided for bread and milk, and we're going to die and power is going to be out, and it's going to snow and we're going to be stuck in our house for months, which is always the fear and never happens. So not only did it not rain in Hobart, Southwest Oklahoma, it didn't snow, it didn't sprinkle. So while I think some of you guys did have some weather, you guys did get some rain and there was some snow, don't get me wrong, but we missed it all. I didn't get shit out of here. Saturday was no wind, sunny, little chilly early, but man, it was so beautiful. The lake was like glass. So I went and rode Steed with some buddies, and I did the same thing Sunday with some more buddies. A little bit windier on Sunday, but not much. Still beautiful and like 55 degrees. It was awesome. So I'm sorry for all you guys that were and gals that were, getting rained on and getting cold. So it was nice out here, and we got some good riding in. I introduced everybody that rode with me at Steed this weekend to a part that's not part of the race, but it's a really, really cool. There's a really gnarly drop at the very top of the trail, and what's neat is I have a 0.25 mile climb up to that lookout to see the drop, and then a 0.25 mile downhill. It's actually the old, like back in the late 90s, Dave Burrell ran that as a downhill on a Saturday during some of the races. So, and that existed. Yeah, clearly back in the mid to late 90s. I wasn't riding then, and wasn't aware of it until later. But we've recut that, and we rode that up and down it. There's a couple sections we couldn't make, but super fun, and yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. It was just some great terrain. But so if you guys want a secret quarter mile up, quarter mile downhill, then hit me up. We'll make that happen. I had to remark the start right at the start finish. Guys at the park did some dirt work right at the start finish, and they killed part of my trail and knocked down part of my signs. So we're going to be going through some dirt, but it's no problem. It's all hard packed. It's great. I'll have it taped off for the race. Right now, I've currently got it marked. So if you're pre-riding, it's no worries. We're all good. I've got it just marked before. Just like I said, I've got wooden stakes pointing you the right way, white flagging pointing you in the correct direction. There is a prologue for the Cat 3s, the Cat 3s only. So the Cat 3s need to follow that prologue so that they know what that half-mile loop is like to start. They will do that first, and then they will do a full lap, and then they will be done. Cat 2s will do 2 full laps, no prologue. Cat 1s will do 3 laps, no prologue. So that's it. Pretty simple. Kids Cup course. You guys should have seen it. If you haven't seen it, look on the Kids Cup, powered by Neighborhood Bicycles, our awesome sponsor, Chad Shanks, Sarah Shanks. It used to be Al's Bicycles, for those of you that haven't recognized the transition. They own that shop outright. They stayed under the Al's name until they were ready to rebrand it under their own name. They are now called Neighborhood Bicycles or Neighborhood Bike Shop. I've seen both listed, so I'm not sure which exactly it is. But Neighborhood is the key. It's Chad and Sarah Shanks. Same great shop, same place, just rebranded, different name. They are our Kids Cup sponsors. But look out on the Kids Cup page or the True to Dirt page, and my buddy JB Shootman followed me and filmed the actual Kids Cup course. I had to create a new course because honestly, you've seen comments and you've heard me talk. Steed's hard. It really is. It's just part of the gig. And I just can't put the kids out on my course. Just can't do it. And feel good about it. So I modified a course. It's going to be very spectator friendly. It's going to be more like a cyclocross course. However, it's going to have 3 sections through the rocks. One of which is going to be hard. One's going to be kind of medium to easy, and another is going to be fairly easy. But it's going to be kind of neat because they're still going to get to experience some of the rocks that we get to experience. And I cleared all the cactus, so even if they fall over and put their hand down, I moved all the cactus 3 to 4 feet out of the way so they're not going to fall any cactus. We reworked the corner. But anyway, the video is out there. Go watch the video. If you got a kid out there, watch the video. You'll see it, and you can see the exact course that they're going to be on. So it's pretty cool. And I thank JB for doing that for me. That was pretty neat. I'm not worried about you grown-ups. You guys can all go ride. If you want to come pre-ride, I'll help you out. But I'm not going to get you a video out there. So there's a few videos out there from, I think, Jeremy Coleman, another buddy of mine from Medicine Park, did a little chopped up video. Didn't do the full thing. But and, of course, we got this dude right here. So unmodified, big old hunk of granite. Ugh. Could be yours. Could be yours. In varying sizes, depending on where you go. So come bring it. Stephen Brown's what's happening. Joshua Potts is in the house. Camden Coble, I need a Cat 5 for us to slow dudes. Sorry, there's no Cat 5 in mountain biking, bro. Just Cat 3. Josh Potts, what's up? Stephen Cordes is in the house. Actually, GT, so you can find these all over the trail, but, honestly, I cheated. My boys at the park, they totally hooked me up. The park, honestly, the Great Plains State Park here at Lake Tom Steed, since I maintain the trail, they pretty much give me carte blanche, man. They give me, I have the code to their pump house that has all their equipment. I use their weed eaters. I use their gas. I use their string, and they have big piles of rocks out there, and I stole rocks from them. So I'm totally going to steal their rocks and, do all that. So can't blame a guy for trying. You bet, Camden. All right. So, 103. Going to finish up with Surf Report. I know, right? I deserve that, Heidi. I probably do. Yeah, for sure. Jetty Harrison in the house. Sorry, I'm distracted. Sorry, I have more dog issues. Sorry, I'm just gonna have to ignore that and finish up this podcast, and I'll deal with that in a minute. Let's see. Totally stoked. Oh yeah, now you're like really ripping me. That's good, Heidi. That's good, Heidi. I do actually kind of talk like that. I kind of like that lifestyle. I think since I watched Point Break, like back in the late 90s. That was like an awesome, the whole surfer scene. Is that not cool? Heidi, I would, but it's yeah, it's a little more. I can't let the dog back in, so she's in. She's in the kitchen, so she's in the house, but she's in the kitchen. So um, she's she's 19, so it's yeah. So we're kind of on the downhill slide. I want to finish up with one thing, and then I'm gonna call it a day. If you guys have questions, comments, something you want me to hit up at the last minute, you better throw it out here right now while I'm finishing up this last subject. I've mentioned this before, and I just want to be more specific about it. I still don't have an exact plan. I'm going to kind of wing this. This is something that I'm going to try this year, and beginner clinic. And the whole plan for this is a beginner clinic. I want to do something for new racers, new-ish racers. I want to have a little meet and greet Saturday before every race, and just to sit down and talk about the course, talk about the style of the course that it is, what you can expect, what kind of equipment you might need, what kind of equipment changes, air pressures, things that, because course to course, things change. Mentality changes. How you approach a course changes, just depending on the style of course that it is. And I want this to be a focus for beginners. And when I say beginners, I mean, just newish people are people that just want to learn. Probably not for your, serious racers that are already training and want to go do their own thing. You guys probably need something else. And then after, I want to do a short, 15, 20, 30 minute meeting, just sit down and talk, answer questions, talk a few things. Talk about, like I said, just talk about the things that you can expect from this trail. Talk about registration, number plates, just the process itself, if you have questions about that. And then we're going to go out and do a pre-ride. I will probably try to have someone help me with the pre-ride. I found with doing some pre-rides for the bike lab that one person leading the pre-ride really doesn't help everybody. It's really beneficial to have a couple of people, and that way you can have one person lead the ride and you can have one or two other people kind of spread throughout. And that helps with looking at lines, looking at certain sections, and things like that. So, that's my goal. And I'm still planning on doing that. The whole plan behind it is that it's going to be free. I'm going to have like a coffee cup donation thing there that you can pop donations in. And the whole idea is that everything with the coffee cup donation will go back into the Tour de Dirt, probably in the mechanism of maybe helping some of the juniors out as we start looking into different younger riders and helping them out with maybe some entry fees and things like that. That's what it's all going to be for. So essentially be me donating my time for that. So that's the plan. Let me go up and check some messages, and that's really all I have unless you guys have questions. So let's see. Josh Potts stayed with me, and a few weeks ago when he came up, we did about 4 or 5 days of riding, and he stayed and slept in my couch. He said, "Did that cat ever come back to visit?" There's no cat in my house, I swear. I was like, and we didn't smoke anything, so I think he's totally straight. Although, man, I was really hoping it was going to be on camera, and I was going to open my door and move my move my mic near the door. But for like the 30 minutes prior to me logging in tonight, cats were outside doing, I don't know what they were doing. Well, I know what they were doing, but it was so noisy. It was great. I should have got it on tape and recorded it. It would have been so hilarious. Heidi, that sounds great. Heidi says I can help the ladies, and I think that would be great. I don't want to, segregate necessarily between boys and girls, but for sure, if you want to come help, that'd be great. Because regardless of whether it's male, female, old, young, boy, kiddos, grown-ups, if they're new, I want to make this available to them. So if we have 2 or 3 or 4 people that are all at different levels, it would make it really nice to be able to lead different groups. I most assuredly am going very slow on these pre-rides, because the whole point is not to go out and hammer a race loop. The whole point is to go out and enter and see a course for the first time and see how to do things and see what's possible and learn lines and things that. So that's the plan. So absolutely, Heidi, hit me up. We'll make sure that happens. Kevin Widener says, I was thinking about offering a new race mentorship here in Tulsa to try to get race curious people to enter the Tour de Dirt event. Absolutely, Kevin. I think that's a great idea. And if and when you move with that, just let me know. And let me know how I can help you. I will be involved in that in any way absolutely possible that I can. I think you have a lot of resources in Tulsa, though, that are closer than me. But if you need someone from the Tour de Dirt to be involved and to help, I would love to be involved. So I think that's a great idea. Rory Peterson, David Nolting, what's happening? Let's see. And dudettes. Good job, David, there. I know I keep catching myself too, talking, in the male boys, and yeah. Joshua Snyder, what's happening? Jay Black, thank you. Jay Black says happy to help us needed, and Jeremy's been actually helping me with some pre-rides too, and Jeremy, I thank you for that, and I think you've been doing a great job, and I know you're still you're just bumping up to Cat 1, so your main focus is going to be that, but I think you also have a really, really good demeanor for mentorship, and I think that that's going to be a positive future for you, bud. So I love that you're doing that. Ryan West is in the house. Jetty Harrison's laughing, not a Steed. LOL. Heidi, come on. Well, so Ryan Paloma says, and I was about to ask if the coffee cup donation would accept peanut butter whiskey, but then you mentioned kids, and I was like, well, you could separate those two things. So, we could keep it PC and for the kids, and then, there could be like, this little thing in the back pocket, and we're all good, and, it happens. So, Asa St. Clair, what's happening? Forrest Smith, count me on Team Wine Box. There's no Forrest Smith says count me in on Team Wine Box. You got it, Forrest. And there's not going to be any team names on there. This is going to be like a hashtag, just like Unlearned Pavement. So I guess I can still wear this shirt and be legit, since Land Run is now Mid-South. So Jay Black freaking out a little bit. Yeah, brother, it's a big step, but yeah, you're gonna be good, man. You're gonna be good. Cat 1's a big step, but it happens. I think I did it 05. I think 05. Oh no, yeah, 05 or 06 was when I moved, and it was interesting. Well, come on up, Heidi. We'll introduce you. We'll introduce you to it. Camden. So Camden, that's exactly why we did this, brother. Camden's Coble said, great idea on the beginner meetings, clinics, classes. It's a bit intimidating when you're starting out. And that's one of the reasons that I decided to do this. Because I talked to a lot of people, people like me that have been doing this for 20 years and people that are just new to it. And we have so many new people on my personal team, Bike Lab, and then I talk to other people on other teams as well. I mean, we cross all teams in Tour de Dirt, really. And that's one of the things that I think that myself and people that have been doing this for a really long time forget is that, I mean, we just roll to a race and it's like, it's just part of the gig. I mean, we know what to expect. We know what's rolling. We know what's happening. We just know the gig. We know what's happening. And we forget that there's a whole lot of moving parts. And we're just so used to it that we don't really think about it. But the new person coming in is just a little bit freaked out about it. There's a whole lot of shit you got to do. I mean, you got to get a one-day USAC license. You've got to register for a race. You've got to get a number plate. You've got to put your number plate on. You've got to know when your start time is. You've got to go stage. You actually have to go race the course. It's like you have to know how many laps you do. You have to know where the course is at. You have to understand the markings. And so those are all things that are just normal for us. But for a new rider, those are you're exactly right, Camden. Those can be very intimidating. And through talking with new riders, I've realized that, and I realized that I personally am so oblivious to those barriers to new riders just because I've been doing it for so long that I think that I mean that's why I'm doing this. I want to address those issues, and I realized that, you know, because I've been doing it for so long, I'm a little bit blind to that side of it, and so that's why we want to do it. And I hope that it helps. I hope that, you know, it brings in new riders. It allows people to come in and be more comfortable, or at least understand what's going on and know the procedure. So yeah, for sure. Okay, we're 116, and let's see. If there's any last questions, you better pop them in. I'm not going to respond. Forrest Smith and Heidi Blackman have been talking. Forrest Smith said to Heidi, said, if you've ridden the old stuff at Turkey, you'll be fine. And Heidi said, sweet, gonna go Steed the day before the race. All right. Well, Heidi, you can just come to our beginners clinic and do the pre-ride with us and get the tour. So you'll be good. Hey, so thank you, David. David says a lava lamp is sexy. Nice Bike Lab blue color. You know, I cranked this thing on early because it's like so old that it takes like 20 minutes for it to warm up. So I cranked it on just for the show. So thank you, David. Alrighty, ladies and gents, juniors, kids, everybody involved in Tour de Dirt, mountain biking, all that good stuff. I guess I'm going to be out. I'm going to go eat some dinner and go to bed. And if you guys have any questions that you still want, hit me up. You know where to find me, and I'll check. Probably don't ask the questions here in the thread on the video, because I'll go back and look at the threads and try to respond to a few, but there's so many. Like right now we have 146 comments. It's really, really hard for me to find your comment on here, even when you tag me in it. So if you have something that you want to ask me, I mean, you can hit me up straight up on Tour de Dirt, Facebook Messenger. My email's out there, oktdd.org. You can hit me up as the Tour de Dirt director. Hell, my phone number's out there. Probably you can text me. So whatever you get. If you guys have questions, comments, things, curiosities, topics for next week, whatever, just hit me up. So Dustin Easter's in the house. Alrighty, man. Forrest Smith out. David Nilting out. Love you guys. See ya. Heidi, we'll see you the 23rd or 22nd.